So today we're going to do like a general update of some interesting things that have happened in my life and some new project ideas. So first off, I've been driving my Tesla every single day, and I'm not trying to sound like a fanboy, and I hate Tesla fanboys, but that car is so much fun, you guys. You guys just need to test drive it or like drive it around for a couple days. It is so fun, and I power it 100% off of solar power. But I've run into a huge problem. So the solar panel array on this house, it's a grid tie system with solar edge, inverter, and optimizers and Q cells. It is only 4.5 kilowatts. So I have been struggling to charge up my car, and my electricity bill was $80 last month. But I kind of like that I ran into this problem because I've really been able to educate myself on all of the options available for grid tie systems, because I don't want to make any videos yet, and I know a lot of people keep asking me to make grid tie videos, but I don't know it that well. I'm still trying to understand all of the codes and industry standards and what's available on the market and what people are actually buying and what makes sense to buy. So we're going to make other videos on grid tie systems in the future. And of course, with off-grid videos, it's easy for me because I've been doing it for over 9 years. So I can talk all day long about every aspect of off-grid systems. It's like intuitive at this point. But for grid tie systems, I'm completely ignorant, and I don't want to say something stupid because I have like thousands of electrical engineers, and if I say a single thing that's wrong, they catch it instantly. So I need to make sure these videos are perfect. Anyways, the Tesla is so much fun, and I'm going to upgrade the solar array on this house from 4.5 kilowatts up to 10 kilowatts. And here in Las Vegas, I have a south-facing roof that's angled perfectly. So we are going to pump some serious power out of that system. And I'm going to charge up my Tesla Model S, and I'm also going to charge up an electric truck. And we're going to get to that in a second. But before we talk about electric trucks, I want to talk about the value of electric vehicles and why I bought a used Tesla. So first off, I was going to make a fun video series, and I was going to try to get my dad into it because he's a mechanic, and we were going to build our own electric conversion vehicle. I have an old Toyota that I let my sister use. I could give her my old Prius, and we would build an electric car with like LG cells or whatever I can find that's available and cheap. But the cost of a battery for an electric conversion, and also the kit, and to make everything work and all the labor, and also realizing that taking a gas car and trying to stuff a bunch of batteries into it and having a high center of gravity just seems very illogical to me. Also, if I wanted any decent amount of range for my own conversion car, I would have had to spend a lot of money. So much money that it's practically cheaper to buy a used electric car. And so after I realized all of this stuff, I started looking at what used electric car options there are. You have the BMW i3, the Chevy Bolt, and then used Tesla Model S's and Model X's. The older Model S's, which is what I bought, are like the best bang for your buck. If you look at the battery size and you look at the performance compared to the i3 or the Chevy Bolt, there is no comparison. Like when you actually have the money up front and you're like, am I gonna buy a $27,000 BMW i3? No, I am not. And the Nissan Leaf isn't even on this chart at all. I don't see it as a viable option for anybody. The range is horrible. The battery pack design is horrible. They had safety recalls, I believe, for overheating the battery, and the degradation was absolutely horrific. So yeah, I was pretty much stuck with buying a Tesla, and I like to be as cheap as possible, and Teslas do have some downsides when it comes to the cost of parts and also the insurance. But compared to all the other electric vehicles on the road, I had no choice but to buy the Tesla. I'm sure some people will argue with me, but I feel like I made a great decision, and I love my car. That thing is so much fun to drive. So the first thing I've noticed, though, cost-wise, is the insurance is horribly high. It's like over $200 a month. I do not like that, and I own it with cash, and I have the best insurance in the world. My RV for 6 months is about $60. My Prius is $260 for 6 months. I've never had a single accident, collision, nothing. No speeding tickets. So I have the lowest of the low. And even in college, I had really good grades, so they would cut my prices down, and I still have some of those discounts. But those insurance costs are exorbitant, you guys. It is insane. I bought the car for $32,000, and I'm spending over $200? Like, I know it's a luxury car, and when it was first out and available, it cost a lot more than what I bought it for, but it's just absolutely crazy. The next downside is getting parts for the Tesla. I called up every place in the Las Vegas Valley for brake rotors and pads, and it was just a pain in the butt to find them. So I had to special order them, and then when I special ordered them, it said it was going to take 2 weeks, and they kept delaying the delivery. I bought it off of Car ID. And so they refunded me that, but I had to special order it from another source. And then once I got it, one of the rotors was defective. And I have the rotor, and I'm going to put it in this week and Wednesday. So it's just ridiculous how many steps it took just to get common parts. And the brakes on a Tesla are very easy and simple. But many people get scared because it's a Tesla. And I've been taking apart the front of my Tesla and looking at all the electronics. And it's a very simple design. I don't know why people are so scared of Teslas. I think it's just because it's an electric car. People do not understand what's going on. But you have a battery, you have a motor, you have a speed controller for the motor, and then you have a charger and a couple other things. I mean, that's the big stuff though. But this fear of working on Teslas is going to bite people in the butt when all of these Teslas are out of warranty. So right now, my Tesla still has the battery and the drivetrain warranty. It's an 8-year warranty. But after that limit is reached, then what am I going to do if that main drive unit fails on me? Me and my dad can swap it out. But I don't think a lot of people are going to want to do that, and a lot of shops are not going to attempt to do that either. So we really need more options for fixing electric vehicles, because they are dead simple. They are much more simpler than a gasoline engine system, but people are just scared of them. And I know that there are shops starting to open in the electrified garage by that one guy, Rich Rebuilds. There we go, Rich Rebuilds. He has some cool stuff. He's a funny guy. I don't really get any practical knowledge from his channel, but he's so funny. He's very entertaining. Really funny guy. And I got to meet him. He was at the EV West garage. He's so nice too in person. Really cool guy. Anyways, let's move on to the Tesla Cybertruck. So many people asked about my opinion, and I don't really have an opinion yet because I haven't driven it. I haven't owned it for multiple months, so I can't really draw any conclusions. I know there's lots of Tesla drama channels, and people like to be like, oh, I love this, oh, I hate this, and I honestly don't have a position until I actually know more about the vehicle. And I don't think anybody talking about the vehicle today knows what it will be like when it's actually manufactured. Going based off of looks, I don't really care that much because it's a truck and I want something that will not rust, that's bulletproof, that can handle 500-mile range with tri-motor configuration. Like, it seems great on paper, but I'm not gonna get my hopes up. I absolutely do not trust any company or what they say in any pre-sale specs. I have been let down multiple times before by battery manufacturers and other companies, so I don't trust any of them. But for now, I love how there's actual electric trucks coming to the market. I mean, the fact that the Rivian is out, and then I know there's some other ones and they look pretty ugly. I just wish they could make a cool electric truck. And I think the Tesla Cybertruck is really neat in some ways. Like, it's a dystopian Mad Max future car, and it's just so funny that Elon Musk is like, okay, we're just gonna build it anyways, here you go. And people are like, ew, I don't like it. And everyone's like, actually, I do like it. I just love seeing that happen. Like, human psychology, people being like, no, it's so different, I just don't like it, and then they start loving it. It's just crazy. And next year, I'm going to buy an electric truck, but I'm not sure which one I'm gonna buy yet. And the whole idea of the electric truck for me personally is that it's a huge battery that I can charge off of solar, and in a backup situation, I can use that as a power tap to charge batteries or to possibly feed my main panel for my house. That would be absolutely incredible, but I highly doubt that the discharge rate at 240 volts for the inverter, for the Cybertruck that they keep talking about, will be able to supply anything even close to a house panel. If you can actually power an air conditioner off of it, its split phase voltages, that would be absolutely incredible. But we just need to wait and find out. We do not have enough information yet. Yeah, electric trucks are cool, but let's move on to the next topic of conversation. I want to build a mini off-grid solar farm. I was going to buy a parcel of land right outside of Las Vegas in either Arizona and Nevada. and I wanted like a doomsday or a prepper like paradise. It would be like having my RV storing tons of batteries, and it would be air conditioned, and then I would have a ground mount solar array right next to it, and if the grid goes down or society collapses, I could go out to my little off-grid heaven. And I'm not personally a prepper or a doomsday kind of person, but they have a point, all right? If you were to shut down the grid or water for like even a couple of weeks, lots of people would die. I understand how dependent we are on society as we know it. How we get our food, how we get our water, how we like cool and heat our houses. We are very dependent on the infrastructure and everybody working together. But I think a lot of the doomsday and prepper communities always think that you're gonna have to have guns and kill everybody and steal from each other. It'd be like this anarchy state. But I've found in historical accounts, like I used to read about the Great Depression, it was very interesting because a lot of people think that if you don't have food and water, that people will fight and kill each other. And there might be some instances of fighting, absolutely. But a lot of people will actually band together and help each other. You'll actually have more of a community when people have like a common goal. So I think the prepper communities, they make it seem like it's just gonna go to crap. And they are true. I mean, if the grid went down, hospital generators, like how long they can last for with the electricity, like life support systems in hospitals, you'd have people dying in a couple of weeks all over the place. So they do have a point, but I think they over-exaggerate a lot of it. For me personally, I think as long as I have solar power, I can do almost everything. You can heat things, you can cool things, you can move things, you can store it, you can do so much, you can create light. Like, isn't it crazy that these solar panels capture, well, it's the velocity of the photon and then it knocks it across the junction. But that energy potential that you store or that you use, I'm powering these lights with solar power. It's like I teleported that light. It's just absolutely crazy. It's like voodoo witchcraft. Anyways, what I was trying to get at is that I wanted to build an off-grid paradise, but I ran into lots of legal issues, and I'm not going to do it anymore because it's not worth it. The government just does not make it that easy to make like an off-grid paradise. What's crazy about some of these regulations that I read in city and county ordinances, though, is that I remember reading in political literature the let it be. I forgot who said that, but one of the most important things to a political governance is that you need to know when to let things go and let people do what they want. There shouldn't be any law saying it's good or bad or anything. The government shouldn't have a say in it. And I think a lot of these county and city ordinances shouldn't even exist. It's pretty crazy, like what America used to be when the founding fathers kind of got everything together and what we have now. I just do not understand why it's changed so much. But yeah, I don't want to get too political with this channel. I will to the degree that it helps us for solar power system design, but I do not want to have a position or opinion on a lot of that stuff because I know that YouTube will take me down instantly if I have any opinion. I'm not supposed to have an opinion, but some of these things are just so obvious that it's like, oh man, this hurts me to see happen in my country. So anyways, I might make another channel for that kind of stuff later. The next thing I wanted to talk about is I was going to test all of my batteries and see the low temperature cutoff, but I just found it to be such a boring video. Also, the shed system in the backyard, I completed it twice and I keep rebuilding it. But I think it's just such boring videos. Like when I get to show you guys this stuff, I get to get excited because we're testing stuff. When I go out to my system, I want to enjoy the time that I have building it on my own. Like having the camera right there and stuff, it can be fun. But when I build my own systems, I don't think that there will be much practical knowledge or utility for most of my viewers. And with that shed system, I can just post a picture on the website in high definition and people can see how to do it themselves, and then that will provide utility. But making a 30-minute video saying the same stuff that I've said a billion times, I just don't want to put you guys to sleep. We got to keep this stuff fun. Even though it's solar power, we have to make it fun because it is fun. And a lot of people get bored to death because most of these channels, it's like, this is a battery, this is a wire. But it's like, guys, we are taking electricity and storing it. Like, you know how many millions of years people have not even known what electricity is? And now we're storing it? That's incredible. We're harvesting it from the sun. It's just, I don't know, solar power in general, every aspect of it is absolutely incredible. And I think a lot of people forget that sometimes. It is just one of the most craziest, almost magic-like properties of modern day engineering. It's like voodoo witchcraft. It's amazing. So yeah, lots of tangents. Oh, get this. I bought tons of batteries off of Alibaba, almost $2,000 worth with my own money. There are going to be raw cell systems, and we're also going to be testing lots of BMSs because no one else is doing it, or they're getting it for free from the company. And as we've realized recently that they can swap out parts, and like for example this one, they gave me a 200 amp BMS, but the one they sell it with is 100 amp. So I do not want that to occur. I want my reviews to be the best on the internet. So what we're going to do is buy them myself with my own money, and we're going to have some really cool reviews coming in. We've got knockoff, we got white label stuff, we have lithium titanate cells coming, we've got the cheapest of the cheap lithium iron phosphate cells. So those videos are coming very soon, and I cannot wait to make those. Right now, the system in my backyard, I have some panels up, and there is just not much sunshine. It is December. So on the 21st, I believe, is the shortest day out of the year. So a month before and a month after that, the solar power production is just pitiful. It hurts me. That's why I've been making lots of battery videos, is because that's all that's on my mind right now is how to store this power. By the way, in my personal life, it has been better than it has ever been before. A lot of people have seen my other videos when I used to live in my RV and I was homeless and I was disabled. I had a nerve disease. And being able to live in a home finally after nearly a decade of living on the streets has changed my life so much. Like, I cannot tell you guys how grateful I am to have air conditioning and a heater. I did not have that, and if I did, it was with propane, and I never had an air conditioner. I did live in California, and some people are going to call me a baby, but living off-grid and nomadically for a decade of my life, it was a lot of stress for me. Constantly trying to watch your back, constantly trying to make sure people don't steal your stuff. Like where I live here in Nevada is beautiful, quiet. I watch the crime map all the time. And when I moved here, I was so scared. I was like, I can't leave things in my backyard. People will steal them. But everybody leaves everything here because nothing happens. It's dead quiet. And I have 3 cops on my street also. So I don't know. For me personally, I love it here. And I feel like a huge weight has been taken off of my shoulders, and I'm out of California now. Just what I save in tax income alone for my income this year pays for this whole house. So me being homeless in California with my income costs more than me buying a house out here and my utilities and my food. It is crazy. But yeah, the taxes for this channel for my income are ridiculous. Like I don't want to state it on here because I don't know the exact numbers, but what I'm paying in taxes this year is crazy. It should be over $100,000 at least, and I've already paid in estimated payments nearly that much. But it's just crazy. So I know it's good to make more money, but there's a limit to how much money can help you. For me personally, after being disabled for so long, the only use that money has is shelter and food and access to medical care. Because for many years, I did not have access to medical care because I couldn't afford it, or I went into debt for all of my treatments for my nerve disease and for my other surgeries that I had to get. So for me, I just see making all this money as a huge pain in the butt. And just dealing with taxes and the liability and also jealousy from people has been a big pain in the butt. Just how people treat me with the Tesla is weird. Because I've always bought cars for like $500 to $1,000 and then I would rebuild the engine or something. But when they see me drive the Tesla now, they think I'm a spoiled upper middle class kid. I'm like, dude, I've been living on the streets for the last 10 years. So I don't know. I've seen a huge difference in perspective by how people are treating me nowadays. So it's just very strange. I think it's fine because I'm still in my laboratory and I'm just going to build things all day and I don't really care. Also making more money, we have the forum, and I've been able to host that successfully for months now, and it's growing. It helps so many people. So it's really cool when money doesn't matter that much, and you can just throw money at projects that you couldn't have previously that actually have the potential to help people. And that forum is helping the heck out of people. So you see it every day. People all over the world are trying to feed their families and build solar power systems, and they use that forum to actually do it. It just, man, it feels so good. I love it. It makes me feel all good inside. So yeah, everything's going really well right now, and I'm super happy. There's just been so much going on and so many more videos to come. But yeah, we'll be doing grid tie videos soon. I need to know more about it. I've been reading a lot. I've been reading more about circuit design. A lot of circuit design stuff that I learned when I was like 13 to 15 years old, and I built a lot of circuits from scratch. And I even designed power supplies when I was younger for my robotic systems and my microcontroller servo control systems. And so nowadays, all I deal with for solar is converter and inverters and stuff, so it's dead simple, but I wanted to really get in there. A lot of channels even know the differences between the capacitors and the manufacturing specifications and tolerances, and I'm like, I don't know that. So yeah, I'm just learning right now. It's winter. And yeah, I hope you guys like this update. There was a lot of random tangents, but yeah. I'll talk to you guys soon, and more videos are coming. All right, bye.